Good evening, everyone. So today, I'll be deviating from my usual content and maybe try something new. So here I have Maya, which I've been learning, dabbling in, and I've got a couple of tools available from my stints in various classes and whatnot. Hasn't gone well for me, but I still want to learn it. My peers who have worked with me in the past in a one-time internship project are big fans of Maya, and they thought that I might be successful learning it, so here I am with it. I'm not that good with it right now, though, so what you're gonna see me do is make complete crap. I tried making a manifestation of myself, a model of myself to manifest a while ago. Long story short, it fell apart fast. So I've just kind of archived the stuff away. Besides, I was, I made those on a semi-authentic, student license. Now I've got the professional thing. I think that making it on a student license, it wouldn't go well for me legally if I tried to use that thing in my personal endeavors, so I've kind of archived it for now. Maybe I'll recreate it under this license later when I know what the fuck I'm doing. So I was thinking, why not make a statue of myself, somewhat low poly, like something that would appear in an N64 game, but sort of stylized, simplistic, not unlike, say, the diamond murals in Steven Universe. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking of right now. So I'm going to start with a cube, and let's see if I remember how to do this correctly. So what I'm going to do here is subdivide it wrong subdivide. Yeah. We want to use the smooth to, no. I don't know, Jack. This is just how inept I am. I haven't been able to retain the knowledge, at all. It's just so hard busting up like this. Right. Maybe if I got into face mode. Oh, what? Oh, frick. I didn't mean to hit reduce, I meant to hit oh, fuck me in the... Oh. Right. I knew that there was... yes, add divisions. That's what I'm looking for. But I only made them over one stupid axis. I'm gonna... Yeah, I think I'm gonna need face mode, and... Oh, I'm clearly not doing this correctly. I think I'm gonna have to, like... Really? Oh, that's right. I see. I've got the UV settings are all wacko. That's why. So along U and along V. Frick. I need to do that for all sides. So, right. Add divisions. Oh. That's 2U and 2V. Finally! Yeah, you see how much I suck at this? Right. So, I think what I'm gonna go for is gonna pull these faces down. And then I'm going to scale them inward. Yes. Again, I'm taking inspiration from yellow and white's murals more than I am blue or pink. So, in that, I'm not having any individual legs, it's more like a monolith. Like, say, the goddess statues in Zelda or something like that. Now, I think this would barely pass for a torso. So what I am going to do is extrude these outward. There we go. Alright then. So... You're probably all very, very impatient with me at this point, so I'm gonna continue to get to the cut of my jib. So I think this is where the neck will come out, and I'm gonna extrude again. And definitely scale it. No, come on. Yeah. Definitely a lot thicker. So I'm just going to see how this looks up front. Right. So now it needs a head. Now, to keep with the whole monolith thing, I want this to be somewhat low poly. I've got a high poly sphere right here, but we can lower the poly by changing the subdivisions. I think 10 is optimal. Actually, no, scratch that. I'm going to do 8. And I still don't think, I think it's way too big, so I'm going to scale it further down. And there. Now, I think I'm going to just... These two can't really... I can't really marry their geometry together unless I merge them as the same object. So I'll hit combine. And again, I'm probably doing 100 things wrong with my approach, so please let me know in the comments so that I can improve. I know I suck. And then I am going to target weld this to my neck. And thankfully, the subdivisions all match because there's some for the corner and there's a middle line for the other 4 vertices to weld to. And let's see. But it still looks a bit... It looks kind of wonky. So I think what I want to do is actually target weld it in the other direction. Again, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, so please let me know in the comments, because whatever I'm doing wrong, I would like to know. I want to improve at this. I want this to be part of my life's blood, as it were. Yeah. So let's make this a bit less stretchy by bringing it down a few. The poly looks all bent. I don't know if I'll be able to do anything about that. Let's attempt a cleanup. So yeah, I've got some of the really bad poly mistakes, like lamina faces, non-manifold, zero length, all that stuff. It can fix. The problem is, a lot of these issues it knows how to fix with tessellation, but I would rather that it just aligned everything to one axis. But so far I've only been able to find simple commands for X, Y, Z, and then there's averaging, which is kind of wonky too. Again, if you have, yeah, see? So yeah, it tessellated my edges because it saw that the geometry was sort of, the faces got sort of bent out of planar, that they weren't flat anymore between the vertices. It's like having if the faces were glass, then you could say that the glass was warped. So it's attempting to unwarp the glass, but it's doing so by putting more panes, between the slices of glass, and then cutting the glass up so that the warped pieces look flat. But I really would prefer if they just bent the glass, as it were, to a single axis, and maybe that would probably mess up the evenness of the bend of the neck right here. It wouldn't be perfectly round anymore, but in some cases I need to do something like that, and I can just correct it manually. But disregarding the whole tessellation issue, here's what I can do. I can X-align them, but as you can see, it gets all funny because they're not diagonal anymore. It's been made to fit on the X-axis, but it doesn't preserve its rotation along the Y and Z. And yeah, you can flatten it, make it really bad with the other axes, like, yeah, and you can make it perfectly flat like that with the, yeah. So let's undo the cleanup, and maybe I can, I don't know. So let's just see how bad that looks. This is starting to go from me making something based on my imagination from becoming a how not to do that. Yeah, see, so I it all got aligned to the Y, and yeah, now it's flat. I have no neck. Yeah, so see, there are a ton of limitations to these custom commands I've got. Like, again, there's the code right there. You would enter that code into this bar, and then you would like select it from the history screen. You would copy it and you would actually like drag it onto here. Yeah, see, in case you wanted to know how to add that sort of thing to your toolbar. Yeah, it's useful in some cases, but its efficacy is limited in dancing around the need to tessellate. Okay. So let's just ignore cleanup for now. I'll deal with the bad poly later. I know that sounds a bit lazy, but that's what we're going to do to keep this video rolling along. So, right. I am going to replicate my signature Vulcan splatter stray hair. And let's see how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to need a direct extrusion. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Right, so there. Oh, crud. I did not get those to look how I wanted them to. Right. So I am going to do things like this. Oh. Right. Yeah, so clearly I'm shrinking the extrusion directly along the ZX axis, not along the axis of the actual plane it's extruded from. I need to figure out how to deal with that, and if any of you know how, please leave a comment below. Thank you. So I think, you know what? It's kind of irrelevant. Sorry. I meant to hit collapse. Yeah, so what we are going to do is, the whole point of making this flat extrusion is for us to collapse it. The hell? But I am selecting the faces. The hell? Let's try that again. Ah, there we go, there we go. Finally, finally. Yeah, so we're going to do that to these two now. Yeah, so I guess getting it to extrude, to shrink, scale down perfectly flat was kind of a moot point, but whatever. Oh, come on, I keep starting with move rather than scale. Translate rather than scale. Move, translate. Swear the terminology in 3D modeling can be so frickin' confusing and and extraneously complicated. Righty, so we're going to do the same thing as before. Select the faces again. Collapse and collapse. There. Now I've got my Vulcan Splatter Ahage ready to be pulled out a bit. Next, I would like to work on my whiskers a bit. Although that may be somewhat difficult. Oh, fucking hell. Well, definitely my muzzle as a whole are these faces right here. Ah, I see. Just trying to figure out how to pull some of this stuff out without janking it too much. Fucking hell. Let's try the edges. I think I may have to do this in terms of face. Yeah, it's making it a bit broad, and also it's definitely warping the flatness of the surrounding faces. So, needless to say, things are getting a bit out of control. I think I actually may have to cut faces myself in order to get things right. Oh, crud, did I really just... What the... No. What? I see. This is... I had the wrong cut tool. I had the cut faces tool when I meant to go for the multi-cut. See how absent-minded I am at this sort of thing? It's pathetic, really. Come to think of it, there's another thing that I need to do about these edges. They must be further divided. What the hell? Oh. Never mind, I got what I wanted. Yes. So with these cuts, I'm going to perform the same variety of extrusion. As I did with the ahoge. Again, I needn't worry about how much they stick out or are pushed in. That won't matter once they're collapsed. I lost track of what I was doing there for a moment. See how much of an airhead I am at this. It doesn't matter. Just keep collapsing those faces. And I'll just pull the vertices as needed. Yeah. Okay, so far so good. But I think I'm gonna call it a night. Anyway, if you guys got any tips, tricks, etc., please comment below on this video. Heaven knows I need it. Thanks for watching. See you again when I get behind the controller of the next .hack thing, but I don't think that's going to be much more this weekend because tomorrow, like in the middle of the day, I'm leaving to help out with some family issues. We're a bit lacking on manpower due to certain circumstances, and I'm gonna need to pick up the slack. So, yeah, they need me more than you guys do. So, until I get back behind the PS4 controller, ta-ta.